All right, so this is a bonus video for those that watched my last two Bluebeam videos. If you haven't watched that, I'll leave a link somewhere here in the screen, at the bottom of the screen, or somewhere in the description. So I created this template that you can modify to your own liking. These rows that I highlighted yellow are the ones that I'm going to use for the example. Once you modify to your own liking, you can import it into Bluebeam, and then I'll show you guys in a minute what we're getting ready to do. So the first step that I did is I identified the markups that I'm going to be using. So if I'm going to be working with this drawing, I went ahead and kind of identified the different markups that I need to use for my takeoff. So I created those markups ahead of time. So what this is going to help us do, if we know the cost to purchase this material or the cost to install this material, we can go ahead and fill this out in Excel in the CSV format, and then we can import it into Bluebeam and then make everything way easier when we're doing our takeoffs. So I'm going to use the example of $4, $7, $15, $18, $22 through $24, and then $27 when I'm doing these takeoffs, just to kind of keep things simple. I already imported this template into my Bluebeam file, so now we're going to move on and see how it works. So I created a bunch of just dummy takeoffs here. As you can see, they really don't mean anything, but I just wanted to get something down on the PDF. So as you can see, you have a quantity of 5, and since I gave it a dollar value of 4, then this is going to give me a cost of $20. So if we go, for example, this drainage piping RCP 18 inches, I gave it a dollar value of 15. So 15 times 40 foot, then that's going to give me $604. So you can use that template to modify your dollar values and make your life way easier when you're doing your takeoffs in Bluebeam. To get access to this template, I'm going to leave a link somewhere here in the description of this video where you can go and download it. So the one thing I want to make sure you do before you import this template into Bluebeam is after you go through and then change all this to whatever takeoffs you do on a day-to-day basis, you go up here and then you delete this first row. Once you delete this row, you save it, then you're ready to import into Bluebeam. The other thing that you need to do is make sure that you leave the materials as they are, and then the only columns that you're going to be changing are column A with your day-to-day tasks, your day-to-day takeoffs, and then column C with your dollar values that you want to add in here. And then it doesn't matter how many you delete, it's only going to import the values that you're going to leave in there. And the last thing that I forgot to mention is that I have an XML file that you can import in here, which is this guy right here, custom columns materials. Once you import that guy in here, this is going to give you these two custom columns, so you won't have to create them from scratch. Once you import those two custom columns in here, then you can go in the materials, click modify. You can go and delete all of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this right now. And then we're going to go and add the template that I just showed you guys. So if I go here to import, then I go and grab my template, click open, then all these guys will come in here immediately. And then the cost, you don't have to do anything with that formula because that formula already shows the materials times the measurement. So just as a heads up, that XML file with those two custom columns will be in that link here somewhere in the description of this video. All right, so now that we have the XML with the custom columns imported and that template with all of our different markups imported, the next thing that I want to show you guys is how it works. All right, so now that I have these dummy takeoffs here on this PDF, the next thing that we're going to do is that we are going to go down here. Then I'm going to go here and say floor tile. I'm going to go to my gear, and I'm going to make sure that down here it says floor tile. Then that's going to give me the cost. And then here on the next column is going to give me the total cost. So what's happening here is in this custom column, the $22 is being multiplied by 151, and that's how we get the total of $3,300. So if I go here to my floor custom 3, I want to make sure that over here I selected to floor custom 3. I can select these two, floor concrete, and then everything starts to get populated. So once we import the template to match the markups in our tool chest, then everything here, all of our different costs starts getting populated as we're doing all of our different takeoffs. All right, so just to recap how this works is once you download this template, the two columns that you're going to edit are column A with the different markups that you're going to use for your own project, and then column C you're going to populate the different costs that you're going to be using for that project. You're going to leave column B alone, which is materials. This materials column must match this subject column. So you're going to leave those two alone. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to delete the first row. You're going to save. Then you're going to go into your markups list. You're going to go to columns, manage columns, custom columns. Then you're going to go to materials, modify. You're going to delete all these different things in here. Then you're going to say import, grab your custom columns materials CSV file, click open, click format, change it to currency, click OK, OK again, then everything is in here. Now you're ready to do all your takeoffs. All right, so make sure you go down to the description of this video, download the XML file with the custom columns, and then download the template so you can modify it to your own liking. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or leave a comment down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.